Top 10 Best Action Movies of 2019. 2019 was a huge year for many blockbuster action movies, but these 10 action movies stood high above the rest. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top-rated movies and series on Netflix. So grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of the video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 best action films of 2019. So let's get started. Number 10. Jumanji: The Next Level. The sequel to 2017's surprise runaway hit, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, starring Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillen. Jumanji: The Next Level reunites the old gang in an adventure that largely retreads many of the same beats of the original, with enough Indiana Jones-esque jungle action and delightfully entertaining performances from the leads, particularly Johnson and Hart, having fun with their new body swap personas. Jumanji: The Next Level is a crowd-pleasing roller coaster for everyone to enjoy. While it doesn't bring anything new to the table in terms of its action or its story, there's enough charisma from its leads and run-of-the-mill action to keep viewers entertained. Number 9. Godzilla: King of Monsters. There's no way giant monsters fighting each other doesn't fall under the action category. Godzilla sports not only breathtaking visuals that captivated millions of viewers since the franchise started, but also a stellar score that elevates every single scene. A sequel to 2014's English-language reboot of the Godzilla franchise, and a continuation of Legendary's MonsterVerse, Godzilla King of Monsters, didn't quite live up to its potential by focusing on human characters and action set pieces, obscured by poor lighting and bad weather. While the characters' designs are truly spectacular, the movie itself lacks the grit and realism of 2014's Godzilla, or even the childlike charm of something like Pacific Rim. The movie feels more akin to something like Transformers in its action, which fails to bring these iconic monsters' battles to life. Number 8. Captain Marvel. Marvel Studios' first female solo outing had a lot riding on it, and in terms of financial success, it triumphed. Captain Marvel, directed by filmmaking duo Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, had the monumental job of introducing audiences to the MCU's original Avenger, Carol Danvers. While there is a lot to enjoy in this original story, particularly Larson's performance as Carol Danvers, the movie falls down somewhat on the action spectacle. Danvers isn't given a real antagonist to truly showcase her cosmic powers, and it works best as an origin story, which is what it is. Captain Marvel is an extraterrestrial Kree warrior who finds herself caught in the middle of an intergalactic battle between her people and the Skrulls. Number 7. Cold Pursuit. Cold Pursuit is about a young man who is killed by the henchmen of a drug lord, and the bloody chain of events that follow. That young man just happens to be the adult son of Nels Coxman, Kehoe, Colorado's Citizen of the Year. Kehoe is a small Rocky Mountain town, and Nels is its lone snowplow driver. With his boy dead and no answers emerging, Nels begins offing goons one at a time, climbing the ladder in the hopes of reaching the man called Viking. But some confusion in the process leads to a war between Viking and a rival Native American drug outfit. Many people die, and the film has a morbidly funny way of tallying each one. Cartoonish villains, extreme violence, and grisly humor, this flick is a self-aware, bitterly frigid romp. Number 6. Avengers Endgame. The most anticipated movie of the century also turned an opportunity to bid farewell to a widely popular and loyal cast that ruled the roster for a better part of the decade. Endgame draws curtains to the epic Thanos story arc that had its mixture of happy and saddening moments. The mammoth task of giving an appropriate farewell to this saga fell upon the shoulders of the Russo brothers, who've directed quite a few Marvel flicks in the past. It's almost unfair to describe Avengers Endgame as purely an action movie, because it's also kind of a superhero time travel heist with healthy portions of comedy, sci-fi, and melodrama. Adrift in space with no food or water, Tony Stark sends a message to Pepper Potts as his oxygen supply starts to dwindle. Meanwhile, the remaining Avengers, Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, and Bruce Banner, must figure out a way to bring back their vanquished allies for an epic showdown with Thanos, the evil demigod who decimated the planet and the universe. Number 5. Shadow. Zhang Yimou's strikingly crafted masterpiece is highly deliberative and fierce on commenting on ancient elitist China. The movie focuses upon the untold and obscure roles that shadows, loyal surrogates of nobles and emperors, played in preserving their masters' lives. Absent from the annals of history, shadows lived their lives, not as their own, and vanished without a trace. Deng Chao's dual turn as Commander Ziyu and his shadow steers the film in the right direction and makes for a brilliant character study. Zhang's immense dedication to recreating traditional heavy china reaps great rewards, lending the film authenticity and originality. Number 4. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. A rogue MI6 operative consumes the only existing specimen of CT-17 virus, a programmable bioweapon of biblical proportions, affectionately codenamed Snowflake. Hobbs, a DSS servant, is hired by the CIA to work with Shaw, a special agent in London. The two must work together, despite past differences, fierce hatred, to find the rogue operative, retrieve the virus, and save the world. In their way is a former Secret Service agent, Brixton, whose revamped superhuman form, courtesy Etienne, who will stop at nothing. Sound familiar? Because it is. Throw Ryan Reynolds into the mix and you get a quick-witted, action-packed popcorn thriller that you can watch over and over again. Number 3. SpiderMan Far From Home. The revamp of the Spider-Man franchise seems to have done wonders for the titular character. Not only has he retained his place as an individual superhero, but he also has become an integral part of the collective roster of the Avengers. Tom Holland's boyish charm and incredibly awkward comic brand seem to have gone down well with audiences. The positive response continues with another successful turn in Far From Home. Probably one of the most shocking twists in comic book movie history. Make sure that the newest entrant in the franchise carries its good name. Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, a tragic intergalactic hero, promises to protect the Earth from an impending attack from the Elementals, a group of monsters from Earth's composite who want to take over the world for themselves. The initial excitement around its arrival quickly turns into fear and angst as his true identity surfaces. Not only is the storyline blessed with clever writes and twists, but it also carries a great comedic appeal, as well as wholesome character development. It wouldn't be so wrong to claim Far From Home as possibly the best movie in the franchise. Number 2. John Wick 3. How can a list of the best action movies of the year not feature a John Wick movie? Keanu Reeves' eponymous character is back in action once again, and with the tides turned against him like never before. The action just keeps getting better. Pursuant to his vengeful killing of Santino, a member of the High Table on Continental grounds, John Wick has a handsome bounty on his head and is on the run. After being declared excommunicado, Wick's injuries withhold him from taking shelter beyond Manhattan. As his hours clock runs out, the clock of his life begins, resting on his abilities to fight off an ocean of deadly assassins. The fast-paced narrative carries enough emotional value and swagger to balloon the impact of the movie and give Reeves' career another lifeline. Number 1. Triple Frontier. A group of former Special Forces operatives, Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund, and Pedro Pascal, reunite to plan a heist in a sparsely populated multi-border zone of South America. For the first time in their prestigious careers, these unsung heroes undertake this dangerous mission for self instead of country. But when events take an unexpected turn and threaten to spiral out of control, their skills, their loyalty, and their morals are pushed to the breaking point in an epic battle for survival. And this brings us to the end of our video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.